Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us again with Fish Tip Friday. This is Chad and Casey's got another fish tip for you.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back in with us. So, our tip for this Friday is going to be around the old Alabama rig. You know, a lot of bass fishermen, you got mixed emotions when it comes to the A rig. You know, you either love it or you hate it. So, a quick disclaimer that I'm going to throw out there though. So, before you go utilize this technique, make sure you check your state's rules and regulations around it on what's allowed to be used on your waters. Every state's different. Um, so this one's made by Hog Farmer. It's a 5 wire, 3 hook rig. So this is legal for me to use in the BFL tournaments. But the tip I have for you today is to make this look a little more realistic in the water to what you're trying to emulate. So the whole idea behind an A rig is to mimic a ball of bait. You know, a little school of bait swimming through the water, and then kind of tap into those predatory instincts of the fish to where whenever this whole bait ball comes, coming through the water, shining and everything else, it'll trigger those bass to come up and eat it. So one thing that's really crucial is you're wanting this to present right in the water column. So what you can do is take this very back middle bait right here. So you've got your actual hooked baits with you got swim bait heads here attached to a jig heads. Take this middle one in the very back and put one size heavier jig head on there. And I usually put a different color swim bait on it, but one that's a little bit bigger and it'll stand out a little bit more. Not only will that trigger something different there for the fish to come up and eat, but what that extra weight will allow is whenever you cast this out, your rig will stay more level in the water column so that when you begin your retrieve, you're not having to, because if you don't, basically what will happen is the head of the rig will dive down towards the bottom, and then your baits won't be sitting level in the water column. So by having that heavier bait there on the back, whenever you cast out and let it go down to whatever depth you're trying to fish at, when you begin your retrieve, your whole rig will stay more level in the water column, which will result in being able to attract more fish and get a lot more reaction out of the bass that you're targeting. So that's what I got for you today. Make it look right in the water and hook up a whole lot more. Well, thanks to everybody for tuning in with us again for this tips episode. Hope that this is something that you're going to be able to take out on the water and utilize. And when you do, make sure you share it with us. So that's all I got for you today. And until we get together again, y'all make sure to remember to keep them lines wet.